Hello everybody, welcome back to The Last Door, episode 3. As we left off, we helped the guy make his masterpiece music, and now we're going to a mausoleum to give the violin back to the dead girl. Who knows what's gonna happen? Hopefully something extremely creepy. From here it seems as if that was Daphne herself who is standing by the side of the window. Node covers the wood stacked in the shed. The resin is a thick and sticky liquid. I can't just pick it up with my hands. Are we ready to go inside? Are you ready to go inside? Let's go inside. Here lies an angel. Great pity must be felt for those who did not hear her. Pity for those who not blessed by her naive grace, not shaken by her heavenly voice, trembling their souls into divine ascendance. Here lies Daphne. God rest her soul. Just Daphne, no last name. Also just realized that the music has stopped. That doesn't look normal. The sarcophagus is broken. Where on earth is the coffin? Who could have done this? A trail of soil leads from the sarcophagus to this hole. Was the coffin transported through there? Her last name was probably something like Dinkelheimer, not worth putting on the tombstone. Well, we did find out in the last episode what her, well, in this episode, but last stream, what her name, full name was. I just forgotten it. Bookshop the Great God Pan. I can't see anything through these dirty window panes. If somebody names their bookstore Pan, it's all dirty literature. If you don't know who Pan is, better look up on your Greek mythology. No, that was a good joke. You know, it was a good joke. I can see Mausoleum's dome from here. It's locked. Of course it is. Oh, by the way, should I use the violin here? What was that? Maybe I can see something if I look into the keyhole. Darkness there, nothing more. I was asked to leave the violin close to Daphne's heart, but she isn't here anymore. Okay, so let's go find Daphne. Oh, we're back here. Daphne Dinkelheimer. Yeah, that's not that difficult to say. I don't think I need to go back here anywhere. At least I don't think so. Was that a pig or a raven? I can't tell. The noise was pig, eyes was kind of raven turning into a sheep. Maybe it was a goat. I was expecting a jump scare when we looked at there the first time. So I got the jump scare, for sure. With the help of River, the Naiad Daphne hid from sun in the shadowy mists. She changed her skin for strong bark so her heart was forever concealed, her dance frozen in the rustle of 1,000 leaves. So Daphne's a dryad? A lot of dusty books. Anatomy, history, science. Books with unpronounceable names in dead languages. Myths and legends this time. Norse tales, Greek, ancient Sumerian, others that I don't recognize. Some of these scripts I've never seen. None that we need. Hello, Avon calling. For some weird reason, that looks like our friend, Anthony. A painting of an old factory. I guess someone was really attached to the place. I beg your pardon, sir, if I have startled you. What are you doing here, sitting in the dark? Why, I'm reading these marvelous books. In the dark? Well, how can you see the words without any light? That is the only way to see them, really. That is if you want to see the words on the other side of the page, and the words from the shadows. Shadow always hides from the light, you know, so they can only be read in darkness. Heck, what? Yeah, totally not a crazy person. Are you the owner of this bookshop? Oh, goodness, no. The bookshop doesn't belong to anyone. Not since I found it here. I'm just a guest and explorer of these ancient tomes. Have you seen a man pass this way? He's red-haired, tall, and wears a cape. Oh, yes, I know of whom you speak. I see him here from time to time perusing the books. He would pick one off the shelf, glance at it, and then put it back. He and I never spoke to him. Why do you ask? I see him sometimes, but he slips away whenever I try to beat him. I feel as if he's guiding me towards something. That may be so. We each have our own white rabbit to lead us through lost places. Can you tell me which books this man perused? Let me think. Yes. I recall him looking at unexplored places of the Empire. An excellent tome. Very revealing and very rare. This bookshop is very fortunate to have a copy in its collection. I'm not sure where it is now, but I'm sure it can't be far. Pardon the interruption, sir. I will leave you to your reading. A large collection of books. Let's go to the previous room. Maybe the book that we're looking for is in there. Or maybe not. I'm still in kind of, you know, bad dream mode, so I need to do pixel hunting when I shouldn't need to do that. Not here. I hear a woman's voice in the distance. It sounds as if she is singing. A lullaby? Yeah, that's a lullaby. Everybody knows that one. A book lies on the floor. Its spine reads Unexplored Places of the Empire. A page has been marked. The place of the Eternal Fog, also known as Zayla. It is a unique bay in the east of SpiderMwa, near the jungles of Bengala. It is surrounded by tall, snow-capped mountains. Usually covered in mist, the waters of the bay are very dangerous and rarely visited. Huh. The remains of a coffin. It looks like it was burst from the inside. Why is there a tree in here? It's a massive dead tree. How could it have formed here inside this building and without sunlight? The remains of a coffin. On the ground lies a book entitled The Songs of Zayla. The page to which it was open has been torn out, but the remaining fragment identifies a song titled The Search for Morgue. Didn't somebody previously told us to look for Morgue? I think it was the violin dude, the composer. I see something caught in the brown branches. It appears to be a page torn from the book below. I'm sure somebody told us about Morgue. A cracked wall. A long green vine has grown through it. There's a note partly obscured by mud. I mustn't fall asleep. I hear them crawling. I hear them gnawing. Rats. Too many of them. They know I'm here. I mustn't fall asleep. They stalk me, coming closer and closer. I can see their blood-red eyes glimmering in the darkness. I mustn't fall asleep. I guess that's the danger of the lullaby. Do not fall asleep. Rats. Yeah. Okay, so we are connected all around now. A pile of ragged clothes, caked with mud and full of holes. Is the lady naked? Are we going towards a siren? That wouldn't be a good thing. The dead roots of a once great tree will fill the cavernous sewer. A strange green moss covers its surface, and there is a great crack along its length. Ah! The violin has disappeared among the roots, as if swallowed up. The trunk seems to be expanding. That's usually the cue to get the heck out of Dodge. That noise came from above. The crack closes after I place the violin inside, as if swallowing the instrument. Incredibly, the roots seem to move, as if growing before my very eyes. Like I said, that's the point of we get the heck out of Dodge. A surprisingly lush vegetation covers the place. I don't recognize the species these plants belong to. Ah! The tree has grown! And also luscious green. Some of the branches have crashed through the window and into the street. On the ground lies the Book of Song of Zyla, the base to which it was open and being torn out, but the remaining fragment identifies the song title, blah blah blah. The window has been broken by the tree's branches in its sudden growth. Intense rays of light stream into the bookshop. So I guess the lost page is outside now. It looks as if the tree has come alive. The branches have grown quickly. They have broken the window and sprouted outside. The sheet captured in the branches is gone now, though. And from where is that strong light coming? Well, usually sunlight. You know, ever heard of that? It's the sun. I wonder if it would be faster to go in the sewers. Nah. Let's go out this way. Although I highly doubt that the tree is here. Well, let's go take a look outside somewhere else. Oh, the game crashed. Ain't that just great? I think I was doing things too fast. More teas indeed. Ah, it says that we came inside here. Good. Ah. That's where the light was coming from. The paper sheet captured in the branches is now within my reach. On the page is a strange poem. First into the wind they sought for the king, but lost were the birds. They wept in suffering, and flew to the sea, compelled by a need. They found their silence, their question was complete. Red-haired man, come back here. I get the feeling now we gotta go into the fog, yes. I gotta follow the sound of the sea. So once I hear the ocean, and I ain't talking about the company. Yeah, flew to the sea, compelled by a need. That's just the wind blowing through my head. Okay. I got lost in the fog. If I am to make my way through, I will need to orient myself somehow. So where do I go through then? First into the wind they sought for the king. So it's wind, birds, and then sea. And silence. Hello? Well, the poem said that it would be silent next. Quest was complete. So are we there? Wherever this is? Okay. So where are we? Your ticket, please. Thank you. Please come in. I guess we made it to the thot. Excuse me. Anybody else got a bad feeling about this? Hello, Jeremiah. I knew you would find us eventually. Welcome to our humble performance. You were there. You were part of the group. You don't remember my name, do you? I'm Alexandra. What is all this about? What do you want from me? From you? Nothing, dear Jeremiah. It is you who came here searching for answers. It is the same as when you joined our group. We each came with our own reasons. Do you remember yours? True philosophy. Indeed, it was our thirst for knowledge that drew us together. No one waits for us out there, dear Jeremiah. There is no one who will care for us when our hour comes. We had been alone until now. How did I end up in London after being buried in the boarding school? The bird protects us. It is by his design that we should meet again. But we are not the only ones who take shelter beneath his wings. His influence and power is ever expanding, ever reaching. Do you not feel him beckoning? I only want to wake from this nightmare. This is no nightmare. It is a show, a performance. The truth we seek lies beyond the curtain. Now we have crossed the point of no return. The lights are on, the stage is set, and soon you shall meet the actors. Welcome. This belongs to you. I'm not sure if I want it, but I guess I don't have a choice. I say, dearest head Doctor Wakefield, if you are reading this, then you have followed my instructions to arrive at the agreed upon address. Good. I apologize that I could not accompany you immediately. My own investigations have demanded a certain unanticipated degree of attention. I have determined that your patient David is in serious trouble. I will contact you with more information post-haste. In the meantime, discretion is of the utmost importance. Your friend, Johann Kaufmann. So are we gonna be Wakefield now? Let's go find out. Previously on The Last Door. After escaping his period, the finds himself in the center of the darkest slum, blah 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 blah. We're gonna be one of those statues. I think we already are one of those statues. There's no turning back. I have made up my mind. I have made my mind. I'm ready. Go on. Do it. Do it. Anakin must be really far behind. Because I'm sure that the screen was supposed to be during when the revelation of the masks and such. Do it. 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 Almost saying his name, David. Do it. If it was W, it would be do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. You heard him. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. No! No! Oops. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. I guess they did it. He's now wearing the mask. I don't want to skip it. This intro is awesome. Can you see all those stars twinkling in the blackout abyss? All the constellations traced by human eyes in long distant eras. Look now to the forest in the valley, to the old tower. From the last tree in the distance to the stars in the sky. All of this land belongs to you. Simba, And even the stones beneath our feet are just silhouettes that hide the truth from our poor senses. Ancient shadows that hang over the veil that hides the world. As if it were the curtain of a theater, the veil separates the truth from the lie. The veil is a place, thot, a place of mists. Anthony's great abilities brought you here, but his influence will soon fade away. The mask of lies will descend over your eyes once again.
Welcome to the Plushy family.
Pahapaavo subscribed. Good evening, Mosekis and people. SPIDER 2 almost made it in time, Rakmotus.
Well, you did kind of make it in time. You just missed the ending of the previous episode. But thank you, Paavo, 25 months. Yli 2 vuotta jo. Se on aika lentää. Moosekis. Almost made it in time. You must find the door, as I did. The door that gives passage through the veil. Open it and we will walk together beyond the mist. I suppose you are wondering why I called you so urgently. I cannot deny it, your letter was truly mysterious. I have been traveling, Doctor, to Scotland. Have you heard about the massacre of St. Gall? Why yes, the tragic event has been the continued object of speculation and grim rumor in every newspaper in England. For weeks now, pamphlets have claimed that all kinds of macabre things took place. But I don't understand. How is all this connected with my patient? He was there. I'm afraid he is one of the victims. Dear God. Cannot forget the legendary moose kissing, yep. Are you telling me my patient has been murdered? Murdered? Thankfully, no. Please excuse me for alarming you. I did not mean to give this impression. Herr David was attacked but survived. What happened to him then? It seems the criminal was caught by Herr David in the midst of the act. Then he tried to do the same thing to David that he had done to the others. Unfortunately, the nuns arrived in time to unearth him from the coffin. Herr David was hospitalized. The nurses report that he remained unconscious for an entire day. What was David doing there? Many years ago, the St. Gall Hospital was a boarding school. It appears that both your patient and Mr. Beechworth spent as part of their youth together there. We can assume that Herr David was investigating something. He believed he had found a clue related to his friend's death. What was the cause of those awful deaths? No one knows for sure. The victims were inflicted with terrible wounds. All of them had an expression of utmost terror on their faces. I suspect you do not find Mr. David in the hospital. Indeed, he was already gone by the time I arrived. I have not been able to determine his whereabouts since. I see. What conclusions do you draw from all of these circumstances? I have some theories, but I would prefer not to reveal them until events have unfolded. In all of them, there is a fundamental element whose role has not yet been revealed. And what leads you to this conclusion? It is something that the Holy Sisters found beside Herr David within the coffin. An empty hypodermic needle with traces of an unknown substance. Well, the first episode was very short but awesome. It was a great premise to the whole story. And now, episode 4, Ancient Shadows. I'm sure this is the place. Alexandra's house must be just ahead. An ancient castle of Pevensey rests in the distance. It was a garrison first built by the Romans, but was abandoned and has been a ruin ever since. This is a large iron bar latching the door. It is quite odd that the door was latched from the outside. A beautifully crafted steel greenhouse. It is old, but still in good condition. Can't see anything. So I better not go in there. Not yet, at least. It's latched. I can't open it from this side. Just reach over. I'll latch it. Well, the episode 2 means that this is the second stream of the game. The house lights are on. Someone must be home. No one is answering. Perhaps I should go inside anyway. I'll just tell the household that I'm an old friend come to visit. A strange woman stares down at me, glaring with a silent reproach at my intrusion. Footsteps. There must be someone upstairs. A well-crafted grandfather clock, but it seems to be out of order. One of the hands is missing. It could be Pevensey Castle, but in this painting the garrison is not in ruins. A couple of old teacups sits on the table. One of them is full and still warm. Now I heard the noise upstairs. An oil lamp. An ancient stone well. A rope hangs inside, disappearing into the darkness below. The rope has broken. I'll keep this end. It looks like someone was buried here. I can't dig with my bare hands. Why do we even want to dig it up? The bare branches of the tree stretching to the sky break the night in a thousand pieces. The cellar door is locked. I need a key to open it. Was it stretching? Oh yes, it's stretching. Not stretching. Stretching. Well, I see you at the door. I've got more pressing business to take care of. Stay a while. Stay for the raid. It's getting spoopy in here because of a raid. No. 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 Hey, Coconut, thank you for the raid. Hello, 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 everybody. Sigur, Unibitos, hello. Some of these places make me want to paint them, really. Coconut raid, indeed, Longshanks. Indeed. Welcome, everybody. How old is this game? 2013 and 2014. That's when these episodes came out. And there's a sequel which came out in 2016. This pane looks as if it had been broken from the inside. A jar of vitriol oil. I must be careful, it's a powerful acid. A statue of an angel with its wings spread. Its head is missing. A statue of an angel covered in mold. It's glancing at me with a sad gesture. There, now we got some acid. Don't know why, but also, it's an adventure game. So why not? Hey Frodo, welcome. Also, did I say hello to Specky ever? If I didn't, hello Specky.
Stay a while.
Stay forever. Thank you for the follow there, Longshanks. If you want to know, SpiderMwa. That's me. I play all kinds of games. I'm a variety streamer, but mostly retro or retro style games. But recently I've been playing more modern games because they're a lot spoopier. So Spooptober is a thing that I've done for a couple of years now. Every October, a whole month is nothing but scary games. And this game has especially been creepy. That looks like there's somebody standing here, but now I realize that's the lamp from the inside. This is what's showing on the doorway. But it certainly looked like there was somebody standing there. Didn't it? Am I the only one going crazy here? The game is so spoopy that it makes me see things already. Ah. Hey Eldritch. You missed out on the ending of the episode 3, but I don't think you care because you played this game before. So you know what happens. Hey Darkwater. I've been here the whole time, just stuck in Final Fantasy 14 session. Excuses. Lots of this stuff looks like someone standing or sitting there. It's the pixel style, you know. It's because of the big pixels, it's very simplistic. So you gotta use your imagination, maybe a bit too much. The silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? It bears a strong resemblance to Alexandre. The silhouette of a woman. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the green fandango? Or as I now call it, Final Fantasy cutscene Bonanza 14. A fine painting of the local Roman structures. They somehow seem more ancient in this depiction. A figurine of an angel facing the wall. Why is it facing the wall, not the corridor? Hello? Alexandra. Is that really Alexander? Or Alexandre? This cuckoo clock is covered with dust. It seems to be missing an important piece. The bird. We'll just give it to it. Hey, cuckoo clock. No. The face of the clock has been turned. A misty dock overlooks a grey ocean. Gulls wheel overhead. Alexander, it's me, the vet. Why are you... Is everything alright? Why are you sitting in a wheelchair? Are you hurt, maybe? Can you stand? He's staring blankly at some distant point as if he has not heard my question at all. You told me I should come here and I came as soon as I could. Can you tell me what is happening here? He gives no answer but persistently stares at something nearby. He appears to be in some kind of hypnotic trance. When I was downstairs I could have sworn I heard footsteps. Were they yours or is there someone else in this house? For a moment I felt a flash of hope that he was looking at me, but he's unresponsive. Alexander, please, say something! I don't know what to do. I don't understand just what happened to him. Now, he was the guy that we were talking to just now, at the end of the previous episode and beginning of this. And now he's in a wheelchair in a trance? This game just keeps giving more questions. The table holds nothing but a box with the description laudanum to be taken in case of anxiety. It is empty. Or as in a Markiplier used to say, a laudanum. There is a scribbled annotation in this piece of paper. The veil is something we sense in our innermost being incessantly. In vain do we waste our lives, craving to tear through. It is Xylathal, the curtain behind which the great wings beat. Inside its ancient mist inhabit the shadows of those who left. So you mean there's ghosts? A portrait of an old man, maybe a ship captain. It looks like he's trying to guard this chest with his stern glare. Let me guess, locked? A huge chest made of oak wood. Unlocked. There's a large iron hook inside. I'll take this hook. There was a fragment of a diary under the hook. August 5th, 1887. I can't work in the basement anymore. Those wretched sculptures, I feel them stalking me in the darkness. I know it is not possible, but I can hear the crunches, the flapping wings, stone grinding on stone, the frozen paroxysms. With what the diabolical art were those gestures conceived? An eternal movement, a tension, an impossible struggle to get back the life they never had. I might place them outdoors, in the greenhouse, and let the mold devour them and wasps make nests of their hollow hearts. I guess talking about the angel statues that we saw in the greenhouse. And what is paroxysms? Paroxysms. Paroxysm. I don't think I've ever heard that word. They use a lot of weird words in this game. I guess somebody was flipping through the thesaurus to find, difficult words to describe stuff. These developers made Blasphemous 2, their latest game, I think. Really? Huh. A sudden attack or violent expression of a particular emotion or activity. There, now we have a grappling hook. It can mean riding or flailing around in a fit or moving spasmodically. So that's what he thought that the statues were doing. Just waving their arms around. But in this case it means grimacing. Oh, weeping angels. Got it. They were making a Doctor Who reference. A camera tripod. A basin with a copper drain. Pictures hanging from a cord. They look as if they were improperly developed. You can hardly distinguish anything. It looks like some kind of red-tinted glass cover used to mask the lamp. It's completely shattered on the floor. Yeah, I was wondering. A lamp is hanging from the ceiling. Its bulb casts an intense white light. The image of a couple wearing rat masks at a festival. Who would wear rat masks? Flailing angels would be fun to see. You know how gargoyles have those painful looking grimaces on their faces? Ah, those kind of. Imagine an angel statue flailing its arms around like in a Gary's Mod video. This game borrows from so many horror authors including Poe and Lovecraft. Lovecraft is well known for using a lot of adjectives and some weird ones too. Quest he enjoyed the English language. Who doesn't? Because English. It's a language. A glass jar containing a yellow substance. The label reads cyanide. We found acid and also cyanide. What's wrong with these people? who or what they do they want to kill here. It's a big book of home chemistry recipes. A few pages have been bookmarked and some articles are underlined. 3149 Collodion of photography. Collodion is the vehicle by which the photographic chemicals are united upon the surface of the glass and the sensitive coating produced. Many formulae are published for this article to which great value is attached, some supposing that its peculiar composition belong to principal causes of failure or success. This is only a degree true. 3151 to develop a positive image. This is done by pouring upon the plate about 1 ounce of vitriol spirit solution, only then adding 5 or 6 drops of the cyanide acid. Then the plate must be thoroughly washed in water to remove any excess of the chemicals. 3150, the causes of failure. They would almost require a chapter by themselves. A long experience convinces us that 9 out of every 10 failures occur from a want of care, the presence of dirt, negligence. One cannot be over nice, careful, or cleanly. The best results always rewarding the most painstaking. If a mistake is made in order specified in the formulae, quickly flow clean water over the plaque and start again. Okay. An instrument whose workings are beyond my knowledge. There, we got a light bulb. So once we find some film, we can come and develop it. A picture of an angel with a gentle face. Might be Gabriel. A bust with his face turned around. And a large envelope of black felt covered in dust and ashes. It is labeled with a warning, do not open under white light. So we do need to make a red light. Slap my fingers after typing that. Bad fingers. You mean fingers. This seems an invoice. May this document serve as a record of the payment made corresponding to the following work. The cuckoo clock mechanism has been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and a switch have been added to synchronize all clocks in the house. So if we turn the clock in the grandfather clock after fixing it, it'll also play the cuckoo clock. Okay. So 6:15. Gotcha. It's a letter. Dear Alexander, I have excellent news. A contact from the university has given me access to 12th century alchemical tome containing an amazing formulary. There is no doubt that sometimes mere contemplation takes the mind to places that otherwise it would have never visited. Leafing through the grimoire and marveling at the exquisite illumination of its pages, I have been struck by a sudden epiphany, a radical but elegant method that I have decided to try. Forgive me for not providing any information about the method itself. As soon as I get definitive results, I will write to you immediately. I believe fortune has truly smiled upon us today. Videte ne quisque. June 8th, 1887. Yeah, I would say that they definitely have taken influence from Lovecraft, because that's definitely the kind of text Lovecraft would have written. You know, using all kinds of fancy words. I mean, just the last paragraph here. Leafing through the grimoire, marveling at the exquisite illumination of its pages. An epiphany. I mean, that's definitely like Lovecraftian text. The shelf is lined with strange and complex books. Some titles include The Movements of Shadows, Preserving the Mind, and Lessons Beyond Nature. I do get the feeling that whoever, well, Alexander doesn't like you know, statues that much. That bust is looking at the wall. The angel over here in the corridors looking at the wall. They moved the angel statues from here to the greenhouse. Alexander has problems with statues. He looks miles away. I don't think he can look miles away because the curtains are closed. Maybe he's like Markiplier, hates mannequins. Yeah, could be. I mean, statues are kind of like mannequins. Lifeless. Emotionless. What? The Philistines? The English language shoots the beast written like this. It's perfectly normal. I think Eldridge is drunk. Also, Alexander couldn't have been in the wheelchair for that long, since one of the teacups is still warm. So I think he had a cup of tea and then went to the wheelchair. It's a diary. This is the last thing written. The last pages have been ripped off. October 12th, 1887. It's been a while since I can't devote any time to this diary for reasons beyond my control. An event most tragic has taken place in the house. Mr. Dupre has gotten ill, immersed in an everlasting stupor from which it seems he shall not return anytime soon. Since the accident, I patiently take care of him. The doctor's treatments don't seem to do any good. I feed him like a child and make sure that all of the sculptures in the house are turned towards the wall. What else could I do? October 13th. The clockmaker has left. He has done such a good job. In the end, Mr. Dupre is not going to be able to notice the change in the clocks that he had so insistently requested. In his state, time will not be a problem anymore. This looks like the diary of a member of Alexander's household. What happened to them? They're dead. A pantry with spices and ingredients. So it is Alexandre Dupre. So Alexandre is French. Should have understood that it's not Alexander, it is Alexandre. Not me, but possibly Shakespeare. He had a cup of tea and a whole bottle of laudanum. Just some old bottles. Within the mud and dirt inside the bucket, there was a small bird of brass. Hey, we got the cuckoo clock. The cuckoo for the clock. You have a bad feeling about this? I think we're gonna have a bad feeling about everything throughout the whole game. A little brass bird. When shaken, it makes a noise as if there was something inside. The bird fits perfectly. I just wonder, where can I find... The table holds nothing but the description, blah blah blah. Where can I find a hand, the minute hand for the grandfather clock? It may have taken all day, but I finally made it to Alexandre's house. And just in time. Soon it will be pitch black. Does brass turn bluish? I don't know. I know copper turns green. But I don't know about brass. when it ages or corrodes. It can turn pink due to dezinkification. Pink. Interesting. Old ruins laid by the path. They seem to be Roman in style. There's a corpse. Right there. There's blood. Can you guys see it? There's a body. Oh. The corpse of a deer. Its abdomen torn open. It looks recently dead. Oh dear. Oh gosh. Oh dear. So there's nothing here but the deer. I've seen images of very old brass turning into a kind of turquoise or cobalt color. Maybe that's what happened to the bird then. It's just old. And turned into that color. Strangely enough, there doesn't seem to be any water in the well. Well, it's a dried up well then. Well, you should use your hooks for hands to dig. But you threw away the hook into the well. You buffoon. You've really memorized which number it is. The hooks for hands. Just like you're trying to memorize which number is B! See? I'm sure you also remember what number is Get a Planet of Sleep. Ah, you don't? Okay. Oh, there it is. You still did remember. Okay, so... where am I supposed to open the envelope? It did say that not to open it under white light. But I don't just want to try to open it anywhere. I mean, although these lights are kind of yellowish. I need to put the photographic plate in a suitable place to work. Ah! The tag on the envelope advises against opening it under a white light. How do we make this red? How do I make this red? That's what we need to find. Ah! The deer. Now I'm curious on how many quotes there are. 46? 47? There aren't that many. Even if the oldest ones are like 2 years ago. Still, the quotes are not that far. Yeah, 49 already. Yeah, 49. Almost 50. I guess everyone just gets possessed by the character who possesses them. I forgot what number my favorite was. What is your favorite? Which quote? That's 15. Now the bulb is grossly covered in blood. Pop his asses! Well, that's what all the men are in a Laura Bow 2. They're all just pompous asses. Yabba my ice sink. There, that's better. The oil has caused a strong acidic reaction. I've applied the liquids in the correct order. All that remains is to rinse the plate. An image is appearing on the plate. It's a photograph of Anthony and Alexandra. Rat faces! Get back into your painting! Please? The light bulb has exploded. It was these two. The image is back in the frame. Hey, Mark. It was these two, Gabriel. The rat faces. Alexandra, do you recognize this photograph? Take a look. It is you and our old friend Anthony, and there is someone else blurred in the background. Who is the third figure? Does he mean something to you? The bird awaits. The bird awaits. The bird awaits. It's a photograph of Anthony and Alexandra. It's not really blurred, it's just in a shadow. A piece of a clockwork, a hand. And Alexandra has turned into a freaking parrot. Well, I'm just, in my mind, he's just going, the bird awaits, bird awaits, bird awaits. Turned into a full parrot mode. I put the clock hand in its place. I only need to set the clock to the correct time. Wasn't it 6:15? Oh, I see. The face of the clock has been turned. Yeah. So I have to put it to 3 o'clock. Hey there, Famine. The sound came from upstairs. Xylithal! Xylithal! The bird has burst out of the stroke. Now its beak is open. There was a key inside the bird. He's having some kind of seizure. He's trembling out of pure horror. Too bad we don't have any lo-da-da-ba-dee-ba-da-ba-dum. Well, Gabriel. Hey, Esme. Esme. Well, if you don't remember, Gabriel, we did read the diary where the clockwork orange worker came in here and synchronized all the clocks to work together. Get back up there. That reminds me, someone returned a cursing parrot to the pet store. Those are some old stories, Anakin. Everybody knows the jokes like that and stories. I thought that was about turning the clock faces to the side. Well, not just about that, but also synchronizing all the clocks together. That has happened in every city, yeah? Cursing parrots are a thing. That's never a good sign. Crows. No good can come of this. A dusty carpet of Asian origin. Mold and dust covered the portrait, making the subject indistinguishable. This piece of fine furniture has several drawers. Inside this one, there is a gardener's shovel. The cabinet has a large stain of mold due to high humidity over this atmosphere. There are remains of a Roman mosaic behind this wall. I can't distinguish anything clearly. An ancient statue in poor condition. If I come back and you have your hands on your face, then I know you're a weeping angel. Old ruins. It seems that they were part of a Roman settlement. Book written in a language unknown to me. There is a scrawled annotation written in English on one of the margins. This and no other is the function of the serum we manufactured at the boarding school when we were young. It is something that we didn't understand at the time. To accompany the mind to the proscenium of the big theater. Proscenium? Somebody look that up. And there help us to look behind the curtain that separates the world of men from the land of truth. To look, I say, if anything, to apprehend an image of what lives there. Just that. Will the hoopoe allow us to raise the curtain enough to walk off the stage and go beyond? Okay, proscenium and hoopoe. Let's find those words. Today we learned that Gabriel uses parrots on computers instead of mice. Yeah. You mean mouses. The part of a theater stage in front of the curtain, the stage on an ancient theater. Ah. Gotcha. So what is a hoopoe? Hoopoes are colorful birds found across Africa, Asia, and Europe, notable for their distinctive crown of feathers. In Europe? I really need to find a picture of these. I'm curious now. Hoopoe. Hoopoe? Yes, hoopoe. Oh. That bird. I think I've seen that bird, especially in some African documentaries. Got that feather crown like this when they're from the side. It's like a whole mohawk. Very cool looking bird. My schoolmate brought me rolling paper for 10% of the Finland's prices. Rolling paper? I compared it to the wrong bird. I think you meant the cockatoo. Cockatoo-de-doodle-doodle-doo. Cockatiels. Did you compare it to a midsummer's dream? A huge cage full of leftovers and dirt. Animals have been captive here. All rolling paper for tobacco. Gotcha. You roll your own cigarettes. Innumerable jars full of murky objects suspended in formaldehyde. Oh great, one of those kind of places. Jars and test tubes. Everything is soaked in chemical residues and the air is filled with the smell of vinegar. Unlabeled bottles and lab equipment. A bunch of dust-covered beakers with repulsive liquids. A few of them have developed fungi inside. I see there's something behind this. And also this place looks familiar, don't it? There's an opening behind that. As a poor student and smoker, I have to find a way to save on stuff. Here's a tip, Esme. Stop smoking. You'll save a ton of money. Nothing is worse on the wallet than cigarettes. But also, cigarettes are bad for your health. This might be late, but what are you wearing? I'm wearing a head crab on my head. And I'm wearing also Indiana Jones on my shirt. Vaping is cheaper and easier to quit. Yeah. And slightly healthier than smoking tobacco. But only slightly. Still not a healthy habit. Oh wow, we found a coffin in a grave. Quelle surprise. It's not, yeah, like I said, it's not much better health-wise. Not sure it's easier to quit though. You can use quite the heavy dosage of nicotine with them. Very true. I would say stopping vaping is a lot harder than quitting tobacco. A wooden box. It seems too small for a coffin. You found it easier to quit. Okay. The lock is very rusted, almost shattered. The lock still resists. I can't open it by hand. Well, it is a coffin for sure. The remains of a humanoid body, but with a grotesque animal aspect. Maybe a small ape? It has a collar with some engraved words on it. Old Mike. Besides the corpse, there is a paper leaf. Dear Alexandra, undoubtedly your methods are definitely stronger than mine. How do you manage to get results with such alacrity? On another note, my epiphany with the treatise of alchemy was not accidental. When examining the text closer, I have come to the conclusion that for a time Raymondus Lully sought the same thing as we did. In his account, he describes a formula that he calls hoopo. Yes, like the legendary bird. It closely resembles the serum with which we have worked so far, except for minor differences. It's a pity when you tell me about old Mike. I hope he gets better soon. Vedete Nequiskia, July 2nd, 1887. The skeletal fingers of the creature are clutching a rolled up canvas. It's a map of the stars. Deneb Alter Vega, the summer triangle. It's some kind of navigation map. Several constellations are marked. I can't really say... Oh god, that sounds like Alexandra. I don't know. He described it like that it's an ape. It certainly seemed like an ape, but I'm not sure. Some kind of mutation, maybe? Reason for this is that vape juice doesn't contain the weird alkaloids that are in tobacco that make the nicotine more addictive or something. Oh. Alexandre! Jesus. Some diary pages on the wheelchair. The paper is ripped apart as if someone has stripped it off the book hastily. October 31st, 1891. That's very close to the date that we're in. I'm writing this in the light of my desk lamp, hoping to be able to remember it all when the birds finally sing and the sun's blessing dispels the dark shadows of the mind. During the whole afternoon, a strong wind hit the valley, so strong that it has cracked a larger branch of the old oak in the garden. I find it hard to get sleep during these nights, so I read a lot while accompanying the professor. I don't really know when exactly I fell asleep. I was awakened by the chill of the night, which was seeping through the open window. I looked outside and I saw him. The professor was miraculously awake. What was my joy to see him standing on the balcony, watching the valley with a true serene expression, enjoying the fresh and calm air right after the storm. I felt that a blessing had fallen upon this house, and for a moment I felt immensely happy. I stared at him for a while without saying anything, being afraid of dispelling a vision I hadn't believed possible for a long time. And then, in the midst of the silence, I heard a sound that froze me in my seat and snatched all my calmness with such a terrible chill that I will never forget. A loud noise beside me, low-pitched as the drag of a slab. Mr. Alexander snore, who has pleasantly sleeping in his bed. I've already made a decision. I'll leave this house. Maybe he did jump. I don't know. He's not on the wheelchair. A statue. It's holding something. It's a lens mounted in a metal ring. There are some strange symbols marked in the surface. Yeah? Oh, you meant the professor in the diary, huh? Starlight brings some brightness to the forest. Well, Alexander sure ain't here. I think you're right. The bird got him. For sure. Unless he's down here saying weird stuff. What was that? Hello? Alexander? Oh. Now it's revealed. There's a mountain of compacted snow. There's a dark hole in the center of this room. It delves into the depths of the earth, far beyond what I can see. A wooden secretary desk, beautifully carved. The flipped top has no knob or lock, just some strange symbols. A narrow window in the ceiling of the vault. An open envelope with a letter inside. Dear Alexander, I'm terribly sorry about old Mike. Will you put him to rest in his favorite place? After weeks of unsuccessful attempts, I've managed to distill the alchemical formula based on the notes you sent me. Certainly you're a master of this craft. The subject reacted to the serum as usual, rapidly entering into a state of waking sleep. Suddenly the convulsions stopped, and since then he has not been responding to any kind of stimulation. He has remained in this state for many days. My diagnosis is brain dead, which should be our next step, Alexander. I'm worried this could be the end of our research. Videte Nerquisquat, August 23rd, 1887. Videte Nerquisquat. Do not let anyone know. That's what that means. Do not let anyone know. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. No, I think this is not the triangle that I'm looking for. The crystal fits perfectly in this telescope. Okay. So it's this. And it was hang on. The middle of those two and the left side of that. All right. This. No. Always best to take a picture of things, right? It helps out on a lot of things. Especially when things are topsy-turvy in the world. There it is. Correct. This is the sum of triangle. So what did that do? So, I guess now we go outside to see what the heck we did. Did it open this? Ah, now I gotta remember the freaking symbols. Hang on. Extremely crude drawings of the symbols. There's a small cabinet with 2 slots for syringes. Only one of them remains. The voice again. It comes from the bottom of the pit. I guess we're going down the pit. Hey there, Nargor. Alexander. There is a chair in the middle of the room. A variety of surgical instruments and some jars with chemicals in them. Actually finished the game. Rare for me with so limited time. Which game did you finish? You think he cut his tongue out? I think he was talking normally before. Why would he suddenly cut his tongue out? XCOM 2! Enjoyed it a lot more than XCOM EW, yeah? XCOM 2 is a much better game than the first. I think everybody thinks so. The War of the Chosen is so much fun. Alexander! Anybody else think that this is a really bad idea? Using the syringe on him? Although I think that's my only option. This is what you asked me to search for, is it not, Alexander? Am I right? The last door. Xylothal. The last door. We can cross together. What should I do? I'm waiting for you. Here. Mist. It's nearby. I can hear it. What is nearby? What do you hear? I hear the beating of its wings. It knows we are afraid. I'm ready. Sit down. Okay. Do you think we will find any clue here about the Wit's whereabouts? The police must have taken almost everything, but we have no other leads to pursue. Hopefully we have overlooked something. What about this room? There is a sealed letter between this table and the wall. It looks like Herr Beechworth never sent it. I think it is best that you read it. Dearest Alexander, please, you must reflect on this. We do not yet know what we are dealing with. If you were to open the door, it may stay that way, and open the way for whatever lives on the other side. Videte nequisigat. Is that it? No. We're in the fog now. Again. Was that Alexander? Ah, come on! No! You can't end it here! God damn it! It was ending so good! Such a cliffhanger! Ah! Damn it! There's more to play in this one? Is it in the extras? If I click extras, will it do? Yep. Okay, let's see what's in the extras then. The Morgue, Death Sentence, Wanderer in the Fog, Beechworth's Wake. What? 4 extra episodes?
Time for season 2.
Time for season 2. Thank you, Papa, for the 1,000 bits. Well, I think Wasabi has been completed. So I guess I need to do the Wasabi for the rest of the stream. Which is taking a dollop of wasabi. I don't have anything here to put the wasabi on except my tongue. But I'm not sure if I want to just put it on my tongue. Do you guys mind for a second if I go find something to put it on before I eat it? Because it didn't taste that good on its own. It really is a garnish. So I'd rather put it on something before I put it in my mouth. Oh, that's okay, Baba. Put it on the Pepsi mug. Hell no. I don't want to ruin my mug. Or my Pepsi. Shouldn't take long. Still 4 extra things to do in the game. That's cool. Okay, let's see what I got. Oh. Let's see what I've got in here. Maybe some pasta? I think some pasta would do. a condiment on the pasta. That'll do it. Also, the good thing with the pasta is that I can take a lot of pasta and put a lot of wasabi on it. See how that works. See, we got a nice mound of pasta right there. I made some racketti spaghetti. That's what it's called in Finnish. Rocket spaghetti because it's tiny spaghetti. And now... I heard 95 of all wasabi is just horseradish. Well, this is horseradish, but it's got added stuff to it. Because it's a wasabi paste. I don't have the box anymore that explained what's in it, but it is mostly just horseradish. I think that's a good enough amount. You won't be able to see it, but trust me, it's a lot on it. It really is a paste. Isn't that all wasabi is, but with some extra spices maybe? Yeah, pretty much. Wasabi is just horseradish with added stuff. It's Japanese horseradish, yes. It certainly has got a strong smell to it. I had forgotten about it. But there it is on top of this thing, this whole mound of pasta. Like I said, you won't be able to pretty much see it, but there on top of that dollop on top of this thing is the wasabi. There on my forehead. Well, should I eat it like just swish it around in my mouth then? Once I put this whole thing in there? I was thinking of maybe separating and just smooshing it in there. So 95% of the horseradish sold in the West actually just Western horseradish. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna put it between all of this pasta. Now it's in between here. Actually, you know what the smell is reminding me of? Because I was like, this smells familiar. And now I know what it is. What it reminds me of. It is a strong smell, but it's a weird thing that it's reminding me of. It reminds me of spinach soup. You heard me. Spinach soup. With egg in it. Because that's what we do here. When we have our spinach soup, you put a boiled egg in it. For flavor. Now this is exactly the smell. Spinach soup with an egg in it. And I like spinach soup with an egg in it. But this is a much stronger smell. Alright? Yeah, it is awesome. Bottoms up. Oh, it went up my nose! It went up my nose! Ah! Ah! That hit a lot harder than the last time. It hit hard. And if you didn't understand what I was saying, it went up the nose. That strong smell. Wasabi is excellent if you have got a cold. It clears everything in seconds. Feels like it. Man, that hit hard. I didn't expect the heat, like, right away. And how did it go up the freaking sinuses? I do have to say one thing. One thing must be said. Smell, interesting and fine. Taste, not so good. So I have to say no to wasabi. Are you talking about Mammy? No, wasabi. That's what I just took. And this is wasabi paste. Hey, Cat Crasher. No, it doesn't. It's already gone. The heat is already gone. It's only a punch to the face and then it's gone. It's like, that's wasabi, alright. Now I gotta wash my hands because of the freaking pasta is so sticky. No, actually, that's wasabi on my finger. Yeah. But it is a paste. Oh. Ooh, it's still in my nose. It really does clean up the sinuses, I have to say. But yeah, the taste of wasabi, not good. You get a craving for sushi. Well, that's another thing I don't like. I don't like sushi. What about getting in a peri-peri pepper or strong chili sauce instead of that? That I can do. Salsa sauce, maybe habaneros, jalapenos. I can do that. Wasabi? No. Not anymore. Nothing like spinach soup then, I guess. Only the smell, famine. Only the smell reminds me of spinach soup with eggs. That Reaper pepper. I don't think I can go that strong. I mean, I do like, you know, spicy stuff, but not super strong. Has to be something strong, though, so it's worth watching, otherwise it would be boring. Very true, Goblin. Like, habanero is, like, something I can go for. It's very strong, but I can mostly handle it, I think. I will have to check. I might go to the store tomorrow for shopping because I need some drinks. I'm running out of Pepsi. So I'm gonna go for that. So I'll look in the vegetable and fruit sections for some spicy stuff. So instead of wasabi, it'll turn into something else. Something spicy. Never had sushi, not doubt I would like cold rice and raw fish. Well, it is I'd say sushi is an acquired taste because they do put their own spices on it and everything, so it does taste a little bit different. And I don't like sushi either. I never liked the taste of it. I like fish, but sushi just is too different. I can't stand anything hot. Only something super mild is good. A little bit of heat, but not burning sensation. Banana chili is okay. Like I said, I like spicy stuff. So chili, excellent. Like I have a cayenne pepper in my cupboard to add some spiciness to food if I want to. But no more wasabi. This wasabi, it's done. I'll turn it into something else tomorrow. Whew. Cayenne powder is good. It is. It adds just the perfect amount of good spiciness to stuff. I remember Mom actually fried some potatoes back in the day. When we had a baked potato, you know, when you not baked potatoes, but you just make potatoes, and afterwards they, you know, when you have leftovers of potatoes, she used to chop them up to smaller pieces and then fry them on a pan, and usually put paprika pepper, you know, paprika on it. And one day when she was doing this, she wasn't reading the labels, and she had misplaced the spices a little bit. So instead of paprika, they were doused in cayenne pepper. They were pretty much the hottest freaking fried potatoes I had tasted. They were super hot. They were good though, but goddamn were they hot. Because when you put paprika, it's such a mild... It's usually for coloring, because it colors them, and when it's fried, it gets a nice brown color to the potato. So it's like, when you put the paprika on it, you put a lot of it. So you can imagine that same amount of cayenne pepper just on a one piece of potato. Well, paprika is just for the taste. That's what it does. It gives a little bit of sweetness. And also the nice red coloring. But I sometimes buy salsa sauce from the store, because that is a hot sauce and I like it. It's a very, 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 very good. Sometimes I use it just as a dip for pretty much anything. And it has the nice heat to it as well. It makes you sweat. But enough about talk of food. Let's go to the morgue. Let's see what these are all about, these 4 episodes. Is that Anthony? The sky is cloudy outside. Here I have the police and medical report. The latter is still blank. According to the police, the deceased name is Father Ernest Glynn. The man immolated himself. Ah, this is after Father Ernest killed himself. Medium salsa is great, El Paso, or what is it called? If you mean from Lidl, yes. That's the same salsa sauce that I get. There must be something wrong with the water pressure valve. Little side stories that flesh out the main content. Cool. An anatomical model built of actual human bones. You. The sky is cloudy outside. Scalpel, pincer, scissors. A precision tool. It has a very sharp blade. A tool for grabbing internal organs. These are mainly used for cutting membranes or sometimes hair. We will see if the police report is right. Good lord, what a mess. The skin is all scorched. Cause of death is probably shock caused by the sunburns. A horrible way of passing. What could lead a man of God to commit such an act? All that remains is to file the medical report so he can receive the proper treatment a fine gentleman deserves. This case still puzzles me. If he wanted to commit suicide, why did he do it in such a painful manner? Was he drugged or intoxicated? I should check his stomach for signs of poisoning. There must be something wrong with the water pressure valve. Alright, the stomach looks fine on the outside. Now we should cut it open to check its contents. I would need a sharper blade. Ew. What is this? There's something strange in here. It looks like a piece of paper. Ew. It is a note. Ernest Glynn, Jeremiah DeWitt, Alexandra D. Hugo Ashdown. That was common back in those days. The skeletons in the university medical study, or whatever, were actually real preserved human skeletons, usually deceased colleagues, fellows, sponsors, or other folks who had donated their remains to the university. Yep. A crumpled note with 4 names, one of them crossed out. I think I should inform the inspector immediately. So that was the morgue. Why would he swallow that note? And apparently the 4th person already had died. So now there's only DeWitt. He's the only one left. So what's the death sentence then? Francis Baldwin. Ah! We get to Baldwin. After being certified of your guilt by a peer jury, we find you guilty of the wicked and violent murders of 14 innocent 6 people. Because of this sentence, I'm hereby authorized to execute you at this very moment by hanging to death in the sight of God. Would you like to make a final statement before we proceed? Why will you say that I'm mad? You should have said how mercifully I proceeded. With what love. I saved them. I released them. Now they are in a paradise. Do you still believe I am mad? Yeah, I'd say he was still mad. He treated all those corpses like freaking mannequins or puppets. Wow. I got fresh jalapenos and habaneros. But after cutting those jalapenos, I rubbed my eye and it was... Yeah. That is painful. Don't ever touch anywhere on your face after cutting spicy stuff. Because it'll hurt. A wanderer in the fog. She's the only survivor. What happened to the others? They are all dead. I would like to talk to her. Ah, it's our German man. She has spoken only nonsense since she woke up. A number of remedies in china and glass jars. Why, what kind of accent is that? I don't know. Olvi perkele. And try not to inhale too hard either. Yep. Worst thing I've done during cooking is accidentally splashing some baking soda into my eyes. Ugh. She has spoken only nonsense since she woke up. A number of remedies in china and glass jars. There's no doubt this is a Catholic monastery. Miss Parnell is staring meditatively at this small plant. Good afternoon. My name is Johann Kaufmann. I'm a doctor. Would you mind if I ask you a few questions? Please be careful with what you ask. Miss Parnell's state is delicate. I'm perfectly fine and able to talk, sister. Thanks for your consideration. Now, doctor, I understand you want me to repeat my story. I would be thankful to hear it indeed. I'll stay outside if you need me. I'm a sane woman, doctor, in complete control of my mind and reason. You do not dare to question it. I certainly wouldn't. Then I will commence. I woke up in the dark. The room was small, so narrow that I could touch the wooden walls just by raising my elbows. Could you recognize the place? Where were you? I couldn't tell at first. For a moment, the most dreadful thought crossed my mind. What if I had been buried alive? When I got out, I found myself in my parents' house. I hadn't been there since they sent me to school. I sat up, staring at the Did you see anyone there? Your parents or maybe someone you know? No, they were not in the house, nor was any servant I had known in the years of my childhood. I was alone. I could feel the humid air on my skin and could smell the scent of the long time abandoned. I walked the rooms, unsettled by the silence. The place had the bleak feel of a ruin. Then I saw someone. In the opposite end of the corridor, an old woman stared at me. An old woman? Who was she? How should I know? I hadn't seen her before. I followed her out through the back alley and into the streets. I got lost in the burg of Aberdeen. The streets were deserted and a thick fog covered everything. Doesn't this sound familiar? Instead, she was following an old woman, we were following a red-haired man. This is exactly what happened to us. I thought I had seen the old woman through the fog once or twice, but they could have been just shadows. Did nobody walk the street? Where was everybody then? I don't know, but I haven't said there was nobody. I met some people, vagabonds. One of them was a priest. I remember a novelist, and a boy too. This priest, where did you meet him? I met him in a stable. Good Lord, he said mass there, among the beasts. Could you imagine the profanity? Tell me more about the novelist. The woman had never written a word. She created only in her mind, you know. She could tell the story sentence by sentence with perfect precision, and I could even hear a piece of her last work. Do you remember anything about the novelist's work? Yes, the piece she told me was something like, the shadows of the past soon melted within the land that loves silence. Through the fog they walked, found themselves lost. Hoping for a sign from their gods, they set camp on the beach, where 30 birds awaited to meet their crown. So the boy, what about him? I came across an abandoned carriage. The horse was long dead, its bones still harnessed to the cart. There was a young man petting the carcass of the animal. Could you talk to this young man? He was deaf, but I think he could read my lips. When he spoke, he did with a clear accent. He said he could only listen to the songs of the departed. What happened then? As I walked, the fog got denser. I could barely see anything around. I finally met the old woman. She didn't say a thing, but gave me a cardboard card. Then she left. She gave you a playing card? It was one of those used to tell fortune. There was a drawing on it of a veiled person holding a lamp. Then, the mist seemed to clear out and I could finally see. What could you see? A barren land, bathed by roaring waves. There were thousands of birds. And then I realized there was something else. What was it? It was there. It looked at me. The burning dark inside, the shaking, the scream, that vision. That I cannot understand. What is it, Doctor? Have I finally lost my strength of mind? I believe you. I am sure that what you lived was real. But I'm afraid that I currently lack any proof that can confirm your account. I'm sorry. I should leave. Thank you for your time. It looks like a tarot card. So the old woman was the fortune teller that we met in Aberdeen? Would make sense. Beechworth's Wake. He does not look dead, but just asleep. I barely knew him, busy as he was traveling the world. What would be of a man with no aspiration for other side to inspire or lead him? I knew it would come to this. Your father was a terrible mess of a man. I am only grateful that he brought you to our home. Soon enough, not long after you were born, I hold no doubt that you will learn from his bad example and grow up to be a righteous gentleman. What could there be greater than the efforts of mortals to rise from their miserable condition? We will speak later, young man. We're busy.
This is so sad. He was most dearest to me. You know, your father was a complicated man. He had a strong character and was stubborn as a mule when he had taken a determination. He believed he had a mission in this world, though I'm not sure he knew exactly what it was.
That which avoids description, the unknown, provides men with a reason to exist. This is a most sorrowful day. Mr. Beechwood was a great man, lad. This is an obscure domain, its secrets taken by man from the silence of nature and death. You are the young Beechworth, is that right? Your father left you everything, Anthony. The house, his accounts, and all his belongings for you to receive when you come of age. He was very specific in his testament, though, that you should receive this promptly, his personal booklog. These are the memoirs of my life, my research and knowledge of the other side. Use them wisely, son. All that you read in this book belongs to you, my son. Simba. So his father was the instigator to the path that we went on in this game. Great. Anthony, your father is a douche. He caused you to kill yourself in the end. Wow. So this Miss Parnell part of the Wonder in the Fog is the most intriguing of all of this. I mean, she was definitely experienced the same thing that we experienced. So I would only guess that the fog that happened in Aberdeen is some kind of a drug. That we were drugged in some way. And strange things happened. It just feels weird. But why did you have to end here? I have to start season 2 next Wednesday. I have to. I mean, this is too good. This is such a well-written story. I already have it, Gabriel. I bought it a long time ago. All this is due to Eldritch. Caught by the last door gameplay demons, yep. I mean, Eldritch had asked me to play this for a long time. And it's a good thing I decided to finally play it. This game is creepy, but in a good way. In a really good way. And this cliffhanger, they really know how to tell a story. This cliffhanger is such like, one more. And season 2 is gonna be that more than we need. The whole story. Read all letters, notes, and diaries in the game. Discover all secrets in the game. If this is highlighted, does that mean that I've done it? Better served silent. Do you know Eldritch? I assume the grayed out ones are ones you don't have. Yeah, I'm asking Eldritch. He knows. So apparently I didn't read all letters, notes, and diaries and didn't discover all secrets. Man. Find something left behind. Erase the pain of a dying man. So that wouldn't be the euthanizing thing, right? Uncover all 5 tarot cards? Huh. So with the gypsy lady or the fortune teller lady, I could have uncovered all 5 cards if I had started like from the bottom left and right. Huh. I'm gonna start it next Wednesday. Tomorrow I'm not gonna be playing it. Tomorrow I might be playing... since I bought it today, I might be playing Phasmophobia. I'll just have to ask friends if they can be around to play with me. Probably Specky will be around. Navigate through the fog like a pro. What? So I didn't miss out on that much, just 6 items. And I completed... 9. No, 7 items. Fail to escape your destiny. The angels protect his house. What? Fail to escape your destiny? Yeah, I'm sure, Gabriel, that's what it means, yeah. Fail to escape your destiny. I can only imagine it might be at the last part when we were with Alexander at the chair, but instead of sitting on the chair, I actually go up the ladder. Instead of doing the stabbing in the neck, I actually escape. But apparently the angels will protect the house, so they won't let me escape. So the statues are real. Or they become real. They become the weeping angels. Gotta mark it on my calendar. Evening stream? Yes. Yes, Babo, it will be the evening stream. Next Wednesday. So that's on the 21st. That's when I will be starting Season 2 of this game. This fantastic game.